Solarize, Millbury, Sutton.
Hi, I'm Carrick. Today I am visiting with Jim Smith, the town administrator of Sutton, who is a big advocate for solar power. Jim doesn't just talk about it, though. He puts solar panels on his own roof, too. And I'm visiting with Jim to talk about how it's working out for him. So it's great, since you're town administrator, that you actually put solar panels on your house.
I mean, it's great to reduce the carbon footprint of the community and everything else, but the bottom line is I could save a lot of money by doing this, and it made perfect sense economically.
How much electricity do the panels produce here?
It's a 9-kilowatt system, which produces enough electricity for this home. You know, I've only had it in the wintertime, so I haven't seen how it's going to operate in the summertime. But I'm supposing that even with air conditioning and everything else, I'll still get a credit from National Grid.
So solar can be a really big investment. How long do you think it'll take to make your money back?
This system costs $34,000, and I got $14,000 back in a federal tax rebate. So it essentially only cost me $20,000, and I should be able to get that back in 5 years through the sale of SRECs.
So you may be thinking, what the heck is an SREC anyway? Well, I'm glad you asked. An SREC is a... What is that? That is not an SREC. SRECs are solar renewable energy credits. If you buy solar panels for your house, the electric company pays you SRECs for the electricity you generate. Think of it like a solar stock that pays you a dividend every 3 months. So on top of not having to pay much or anything for an electric bill every month, and the rebates and tax credits you get for going solar, and the big discount you get from the Solarize Millbury Sutton program, SRECs are extra payments the electric company makes to you 4 times a year, which helps make the payback for the solar panels even faster.
I mean, I think I will produce probably 9 or 10 SRECs per year, which will amount to, at the minimum price of roughly $300 per SREC, or $3,000. So if you think about that, you know, I'll pay this system off in 5 or 6 years, and then, you know, the rest is gravy.
So can everybody have solar panels and have a zero electricity bill like you?
Actually, it helps if you have a southern exposure, a roof that faces south, and really one that doesn't have a whole lot of shading or trees that block the sun. So our roof has perfect southern exposure, and there's no trees blocking it, so you can see the solar panels are working nonstop. You know, obviously the building department has to inspect your roof and make sure it's solid enough to be able to hold solar panels, but typically that's not a problem with houses built in today's age. So yeah, I mean, I would encourage everybody to go and get an evaluation done, and to see if they have a good southern exposure, and to see if it's something they could undertake.
Cool. So what are those 2 panels on the roof below the others? They look a little different.
Those are actually solar thermal panels. They heat hot water before it goes to the boiler. So the water temperature gets up to maybe 140, 160 degrees at this time of year, and it feeds the boiler. So I don't have to use oil for heating hot water. So I heat with a pellet stove, and I use the solar thermal year-round. You know, my oil bill hasn't really moved because I haven't filled up the tank for almost the entire year. Wow. Yeah.
So the government helps to subsidize part of the solar panels?
Yeah, essentially, indirectly. They provide a 30% tax rebate, but that's actually a policy by the federal government to kind of try to increase the use of renewable energy in the community, in the society. And I think it's better than sending the money overseas to oil companies that don't necessarily have America's best interest in mind. So I think it's wise to invest a little bit in it. Obviously, there's a significant investment for, you know, homeowners, but it's one that's now manageable with the tax rebate from the federal government.
For more information on the Solarize program for Millbury and Sutton, visit solarizemillburysutton.com.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Don't be so critical.